am Shadash and welcome to Sada Learning Hub. Today's session we are going to learn final variables in Java programming language. Final variables, final instance variables. If the value of a variable is varied from object to object, such type of variables are called instance variables. For every object, a separate copy of instance variables will be created. For example, for the instance variables, it is not required to perform the initialization explicitly. JVM will always provides the default values. Now, I can show you one example for you guys. I'm creating a class test. Here, I'm creating a one in local variable, class level variable, instance variable I, and it is a public static void main. I am creating an object of test class. I am calling the instance. I am using the instance variable through test class object T. See, I am compiling this code. Java C, sorry, Java C test dot Java. Now I am running this code Java test. It returns 0. Why? Because the default value of integer is 0. If the instance variable declared as if instant variable declared as a final compulsory, we should perform the initialization whether we are using or not. Otherwise, we will get the compile time error. For example, I'm creating a class test. I'm creating a one instance variable is I. Now I'm compiling this code by using, now I'm running this code. It's fine. Next, I can show you one more example. Here, class test, I'm declaring an instance variable I with the final modifier. Now I am compiling this code by using the Java compiler. See here, Java compiler, it gives compile time exception. Sorry, compile time error. What it gives, variable I might not be initialized. Class test. We need to follow some rules in the final. For the final instance variables, we should perform the initialization before construction completion. That is, the following are the various possible places for this. At the time of declaration. That means at the time of declaration means this is the declaration. Next, inside the instance blocks. Inside the instance blocks. This is the at the time of declaration means this is the declaration time. Next, inside the instance blocks, this is the instance block. Next, inside the constructor, see here, class test. Test is the class, this is the constructor. We need to initialize inside the constructor. Next, if we are performing the initialization anywhere else, we will get compile time error. If you are not doing at the time of declaration or at the time of constructor or at the time of instant block, for this we can get the compile time error. For example, I am doing here, this is the final integer I, this is the class test T. I am declaring a one variable with the instance variable using the modifier final modifier. This is the method 1. I am initializing inside the method of the I variable. Here I'm compiling the code by using javac test.java. See, here I am getting the compile time error. Compile time error cannot assign a value to final variable I is equal to 10. Next, I am going to discuss about final static variable. Final static variable. If the value of a variable is not varied from object to object, such type of variables is not recommended to declare as the instance variables. We have to declare these variables at class level by using the static modifier. For the static variable, it is not required to perform the initialization explicitly. JVM will always provides the default value. For example, see here, I'm creating a class test t. I'm creating a one instance variable with the modifier is static. This is the main method. I am printing the I value here. Now I am compiling this program here java c test.java. It compiled successfully. Now I am running this program test.java. It Now it prints the value is 0. If the static variable declares as a final, then compulsory we should perform the initialization explicitly, whether we are using or not. Otherwise, we will get the compile time error. Next, I am discussing about some rules of this modifier. For the final static variables, we should perform the initialization before the class loading completion. Otherwise, we will get the compile time error. That is the following are possible places. At the time of declaration means we can initialize the final static variable at the time of declaration. Next, inside the static blocks. And also we can possible to initialize the static variable in the inside the static blocks. This is the static block. This is the at the time of initialization or declaration. Next, if we are performing the initialization anywhere else, we will get compile time error. Upon this initialization we can do anywhere, it gives the compile time error. See, this is an example. I am initializing the I variable in the public static void main method. It I'm compiling this code. It gives the compile time error. Why? Because the static block initialization, it may be an at the time of declaration or it may be a static blocks. Next, I'm going to discuss about final local variables. To meet the temporary requirements of the programmer, sometimes we can declare the variables inside a method or block or a constructor. Such type of variables are called the local variables. For the local variables, JVM won't provide any default value. Compulsory, we should perform the initialization explicitly before using the variable. Now I can show some examples here. I'm creating a class test. This is the main method. I am creating a one local variable and I'm printing hello here. Now I'm compiling this program. It compiles successfully. Now I am running this program. It runs successfully. Next, I can show you one more example here. I'm creating a class T. Now I'm declaring a local variable in the main method. Now I am printing that variable in that method only. Now I am compiling this class by using Java compiler Java C T test. It gives compile time error. It gives the compile time error. Variable I, see, this is the variable I might not have been initialized. The I is not initialized. System.out.println I. The compiler gives the compile time error here in this line. Even though local variables declared as the final before using only, we should perform the initializations. See this example. I'm creating a class test. Now final int I. Now I am compiling this program by using Java compiler. Now I am running this program. It runs successfully. Why? Because the only applicable modifier for the local variables is final. If we are using any other modifier, we will get compile time error. Now I can show you some of the declarations which are valid and which are invalid. See, private int x is equal to 10. It is the invalid. Why? Because local variables can takes only final. Public index is equal 10. It is also a invalid. Volatile index is equal 10. It is also a invalid. Transient index is equal 10. It is also invalid. Final index is equal to 10. It is a valid. Next, I am going to discuss about formal parameters. The formal parameters of a method are simply access local variables of the method. Hence, it is possible to declare formal parameters as final. If we declare a formal parameters as final, then we can't change its values within the method. See, I can show you one example here. I'm creating a class test. I'm creating a one method here. I can create a public static void method 1. This is the final int x is equal to int x and final int y. Now these are the formal parameters. See, these are the formal parameters. These are the formal parameters. Now if you are compile this program, it gives the compile time error. Why? Because final parameters x may not be assigned. See here, final parameters x may not be assigned. X is equal to 100. It gives the compile time error here. If you compile this program, it gives the compile time error. It gives the compile time error.
Thank you.